We are not destroying society. We are doing something much more uncanny. At our best, we, so-called critical intellectuals, we are demonstrating, displaying, rendering visible how society necessarily undermines its own basic premises. Like, what is our task is to do this. Now I will be critical even, why not, against the 20th century communism. It is not enough for a critical intellectual to say, oh, communism was a noble idea and it was a simple contingent misapplication, what they did to it in the Stalinist Soviet Union. A critical intellectual should demonstrate how the distortion of a notion, of a noble idea, its falsification, its misinterpretation is somehow grounded in the idea itself. And if we do this with Stalinism, we should be honest enough, I claim, to do it also with today's global capitalism. No, I am not anti-capitalist in some abstract, naive sense, but in the simple sense of what? For example, when you talk about today's global capitalism, I would say, don't talk only about countries which function more or less developed Western countries. Mention also countries like, for example, the Democratic Republic of Congo, which doesn't even function as a country. You have local warlords who have all exclusive contracts, of course, with big international, mostly mining companies, because you know that the metals used in all our computers and so on mostly come from Congo and so on. So the point is that this country, which is a nightmare, it doesn't function as a state. It has the record number of children, drugged children, turned into killing machines, etc. The point is to see the Republic of Congo not a simple deviation, oh, they're still primitive, this is not yet capitalism, but precisely as part of the totality of today's capitalism. And I used here precisely and with full awareness, as it were, the notion of totality. Because I claim that this is one of the crucial critical notions that we should rehabilitate today. Totality doesn't mean this kind of a rehabilitation of all the crimes so that you say, but they fit into a global harmony and play their role. This is the usual accusation of Hegel. All the horrors are part of the divine plan, everything is justified. On the contrary, the Hegelian notion of totality means precisely that if you observe a phenomenon, to observe it in its totality means that you should include also all its degenerations, symptoms, antagonisms, inconsistencies, and so on and so on. Totality means, for example, that you cannot say, when you talk about capitalism, oh, places like Congo or today's China, these are falsifications, this doesn't count. No, it counts. All the inconsistencies, horrors, contradictions, and so on have to be included into the notion. Or, to put the same point in a different way, and this other way was also wonderfully formulated by Chesterton, this time in his Orthodoxy. He demonstrates in a very nice way how critics of religion start with denouncing religion as the force of oppression which threatens human freedom. However, in fighting religion, they are compelled to forsake freedom itself, thus sacrificing precisely that which they wanted to defend. You know how, to cut a long story short, you defend a certain phenomenon so fanatically that just to fight, to destroy what you perceive as the enemy, you are ready to sacrifice even this phenomenon itself, to be a little bit vicious like some warriors on terror. They like our freedom so much that they are ready even to torture people and so on, just to defend freedom and so on and so on.